The title of today's story is The Fox and the Grapes. So let's start the story. Once upon a time, in a sunny forest, lived a clever fox. One warm day, the fox was very hungry. He had not eaten anything since morning, and his stomach growled loudly. He decided to go in search of food. As the fox wandered through the forest, he spotted a tall vine full of ripe, juicy grapes. The grapes looked delicious, and the fox's mouth started to water. He was excited and thought, "Those grapes will make a perfect meal." The fox stood on his hind legs and stretched his front paws towards the grapes, but they were too high for him to reach. He jumped as high as he could, but he still couldn't reach them. He tried again and again, but each time, he fell back to the ground, exhausted and frustrated. The fox took a moment to rest, and then looked around for something to help him. He found a rock and thought, "If I stand on this rock, maybe I can reach the grapes." He pushed the rock under the vine and climbed on top of it. The grapes were still just out of his reach. Determined to get the grapes, the fox jumped from the rock with all his might. He stretched his neck and snapped his jaws, but he only managed to catch air. The fox fell to the ground once more, even more tired and hungrier than before. Finally, after many failed attempts, the fox gave up. He sat down and stared at the grapes hanging high above him. Feeling defeated, he said to himself, "Those grapes are probably sour anyway. I wouldn't want them even if I could reach them." With that, the fox turned and walked away, his stomach still growling. He tried to convince himself that the grapes were not worth the effort, but deep down, he knew he was just making excuses. The moral of the story is, it's easy to dislike what you cannot have. The fox couldn't reach the grapes, so he pretended they were sour to make himself feel better. It teaches us that when we face challenges and can't achieve something, we shouldn't make excuses or give up easily. Instead, we should keep trying and find other ways to reach our goals. And so, the fox wandered back into the forest, hoping to find something else to eat.